This program is powered by MLBD Research and Resource Foundation, initiated by Motilal Banarsidass Publishing House and Good Veda.
नमस्कार, आप देख रहे हैं वार्तिक टीवी और मैं हूं सुभाष शर्मा। वार्तिक टीवी के इस स्पेशल प्रोग्राम स्पेशल एंटरप्राइज सीकिंग द एनलाइटनमेंट में आप सबका स्वागत है। जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, वार्तिक टीवी का ये जो प्रोग्राम है ये समर्पित है भारतीय सनातनी ज्ञान परंपरा को, जिसे हम गीता उपनिषद के जरिए, गीता उपनिषद के माध्यम से आप सब तक लेकर आते हैं और इस हमारे विरासत को, हमारी इस हेरिटेज को समझने समझाने का प्रयास करते हैं। और इस प्रयास में, इस ज्ञान सत्र में आहुति देने के लिए हमेशा की तरह हमारे साथ हैं वेदांत के गढ़, वेदांत के केंद्र ऋषिकेश से आचार्य राधा जी, जवाहरलाल नेहरू यूनिवर्सिटी के संस्कृत एंड इंडिक स्टडीज के सीनियर प्रोफेसर रामनाथ जी झा, भारतीय मूल के एमिनेंट साइंटिस्ट, मशहूर वैज्ञानिक प्रोफेसर बलराम सिंह जी, जो कि इन दिनों अमेरिका रहते हैं, गोविंद गुरु यूनिवर्सिटी गोधरा गुजरात के वेद व्यास सेंटर फॉर मॉडर्न मैनेजमेंट के सीनियर प्रोफेसर एनएम खंडेलवाल जी, भारतीय मूल के ही इन दिनों अमेरिका रहने वाले वरिष्ठ प्राध्यापक एमिनेंट प्रोफेसर अनिल जी भाटे हमें यूएसए से ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, और साथ ही बेंगलुरु से हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं मैनेजमेंट के प्रोफेसर श्रीराम जी दर्भा। चलते हैं आगे और डॉक्टर श्रीराम जी दर्भा साहब के पास चलते हैं। स्वागत है आपका। नमस्कार।
Namaskar, Hari Om.
हरि ओम।
This is the disadvantage of being the last panelist, and especially
No, you are
with the
not last,
veterans
you are guest.
speaking. I know. Coming at the end, you have advantage as well as a disadvantage. You can
Yes.
sum it up, and also, you can give your own. And especially Professor Khandelwal Saab, whom I have a lot of respect, and I worked with him. So he has stolen the thunder out of me, the management perspective, because I bring always, because my area of interest and research has been in the practical application of Bhagavad Gita, and I worked with him also, and we both had. And today is absolutely the kind of points that I wanted to highlight. He has. I'm very glad that he brought it out. But having said that, today is a very auspicious day, the Sharad Purnima, the full moon. And moon is considered Chandrama Manuso Jataha. That's what it says. And the presiding the planet or the deity on the mind. And this chapter is called Atma Samyaman Yoga, and it's all about the self-control. And self-control, of course, the self has been defined, and the other veterans have given the translation and transliteration about the shlokas, and there is no need for me to further repeat and give the purport of the same shlokas in the philosophical meaning. As I said, as always, I bring the practical application aspect of Bhagavad Gita for not only the veterans. Unfortunately, in India, this philosophy and Bhagavad Gita, people think that it is a study or a pastime of the retired or the superannuated. Whereas here it is saying, within the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan has very clearly given the clarion call and the motivation as a coach and a guru and Bhagavan himself. Initially, he started by saying that Yodha Bhava, become the fighter, and now onwards he is saying that Yogi Bhava. So what is this? And yoga has been defined in several places, but for our practical wisdom, if I have to, because we also have to cater to the youngsters and the modern lives, people who are living modern lives. So this is precisely, unless we make it interesting to them, this Gita Jnana, to be able to apply in their daily lives, not just for a moksha, because moksha is a very big thing, the liberation. Whether Adi Shankara and Vivek Chudamani said, or even now, if it is been said, Aneka Janma Sukruta, or even he says that Shatakoti Janma Punyair Vinalabhyate, that's what he says, Shatakoti Janma Punya, that's what he's talking about. So, is it a possible thing? Is it an achievable thing? So, the another English is a very funny language and a limited language also when compared to the Sanskrit. But since we are primarily in that medium that we are using and which is also reaches among people. So in that sense, even if to continue in English also, it has got two meanings. One is of the liberation, the other one is about the bliss. Bliss is Ananda. Ananda is basically, it could be a normal Ananda, Manushyananda, Devananda, Brahmananda. There are several stages of Ananda. So basically bliss. Bliss is in normal terms, in materialistic terms, happiness, the success and the satisfaction, and then the happiness. We are talking about the mind control, Atma Samyomana Yoga. That is what is the sixth. And I'm happy that I have come today at the end of the chapter of the sixth, just to sum it up. So, what is the self control? So, self is Atma, and the self has got, all four aspects also. Like you have Antakaran Chatushtaya, which people have talked about. So how to control the mind along with the buddhi, because mind is the one which disturbs you with all sorts of sensory pleasures. And in these 5 slokas, and more so in the chapter and various chapters, across all the chapters, Lord has given a manual and a programmed learning with an instructional basis as to how to do manually. He has given, here also is given. Here he talked about the Janma, Punarjanma, and then reincarnation, and also the Sanchita Karma, the Prarabdha Karma, the Vasanas, and the Samskaras that we carry. Because it's same thing like Professor Khandelwal said, even to extrapolate or superimpose to the work situation in a corporate kind of a practical lives that we all lead, where I have spent a lot of my time in the corporate and now into academics. So in that sense, if we extrapolate, like he said, whatever good deeds that we have done and then we carry forward will pay. Jaisi karni vaisi bharni. As you sow, you reap. So what all good karmas that we do, good action, good performance that we put, that gets rated high, recognized high, and then you get promotions, increments, and you grow in your life, even at a material plane. So probably that's how it can be understood that each janma, each organization, each step that you are leaving behind is a stepping stone for your next step. And then you are learning, you are consolidating that. That's what he is talking about across these 5 shlokas. There are 4 important things which are talked about. One is the Buddhi Samyoga, the other is the Purva Abhyasena, the third one is the Prayatnat, fourth one is the Shraddha. These are the 4 key aspects of these 5 shlokas of the 6th chapter, Atma Samyam Yoga. Buddhi Samyoga, because the mind which keeps you, which disturbs you and then takes you everywhere, controlling mind is the extremely difficult thing. In other chapters it is been dealt extensively. Then how do we control the mind or the sensory? It is with the buddhi and then intellect, because Nischayatmaka is the buddhi and the Sankalpa Vikalpa is the manas. And then how do we, and Chitta, that's what here also it takes. So withdraw the life force, we control the prana, the life force, and then you control your desires to the sensory pleasures, and you keep detached, and then be about the combination of a Shraddha with a Bhakti Yoga, and then because yoga is also is skill in action, yoga karma sukhaushalam, that's what is said. So whatever job that you are doing, do it with excellence, and that's what is a karma. And then jnana is of course the knowledge. Even at a baser plane, it is all about the knowledge, the right knowledge, the qualitative knowledge, the application of that knowledge is important. Here also Lord is saying that just by reciting repeatedly the same thing will not, probably may not. In the process you may become chitta shuddhi may come, but that is only a preparatory stage. At the end of the day, jnana devatu kaivalyam, you need to get the knowledge of the Supreme. What knowledge? Just by knowing Aham Brahmasmi is repeating E is equal to MC square, E is equal to MC square, E is equal to MC square. If you say that also, it will not lead you to the knowledge of the or the practical application of the theory of relativity. Similarly, if you, though it says that mananatrayate mantra, it will have some positive effect of a repetition of a mantra, but it is only Shravana, Manana, and then Nididhyasa is also very important. Like that, you will finally unite yourself, your Atma with the Jivatma, with the Paramatma knowledge, that the fact that we are the spiritual beings having a human experience in the current Janma. So you, that realization with that kind of a buddhi and with the kind of a sharanagati and then the surrender and the supreme consciousness, the supreme, the Vishwatma Chaitanya, that makes you the mother of all virtues, that is the humility. Once you are humble and then approach, you will be liked by the boss. It's not only a blind loyalty, but also your humility, and then your credibility and your dedication and then devotion makes you liked by the boss. So, same mataha, that's what boss says. And in the process, so if from a philosophical point of view, like Shabda Brahma, Upasana, which is the highest form of the realization, that is the Om, and it is all Upanishads and previous other chapters, Chandogya, with special significance have dealt with it. But the central point is how he started by saying Yodha Bhava to Yogi Bhava, he is saying. So Yoga Samatvam is Yoga Vichate. So to conclude, what is that summarizing is that equipoised, balanced mind, that is what is Atma Samyama Yoga. And that's what, if you have balanced mind, with a mature mind, with a perspective, calm, cool decision making, can give you excellence, whether it is at a material plane, in your daily vyapara, vritti vyapara, or even on the vritti of the adhyatmika vritti, which is your sadhana, with your shraddha and then prayatna. And purvabhyasana is because you have to do it repeatedly. And we are what we repeatedly do. That's what, Stephen Covey also says. And Aristotle actually says, we are what we repeatedly do. And hence excellence is never an accident. It's a habit. That's how good habits get cultivated. That is the summary of this. So as I view it, these 5 shlokas and the great knowledge that we have. Thank you.
Very good.